Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Ruby coming back at you with another video. I hope you're all having a great start to your New Year's. Mine has definitely been very challenging. Even though it's summer, I decided to take a summer class and I'm currently doing chemistry 2. And oh my goodness, I would say it's a bit too much for my brain. It's a 12-week course crunched into 6 weeks, and so it's just jam-packed with information every day. And yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it, but anyways, I'll be giving you kind of a recap of the classes that I took and how my first year experience was like as a Bachelor of Science student at the University of Melbourne. I'll be using the My Course Planner to kind of visually show the classes that I took. And this, I would say, is a great tool for all majors because you get to visually see which classes that you might possibly be taking in the next years and kind of plan in advance if there are any prerequisites or just to visually see how the flow of your classes would be. So if you see Access My Course Planner, you can choose your course level. So I'm an undergraduate, and then you can choose which bachelor's you're doing. You can tailor it. And shabam! There you have it. So these were the classes that I took in my first semester. I'll first start by talking about the Today's Science and Tomorrow's World class, which is a compulsory subject for all Bachelor of Science students to take. This basically has 2 different investigations, and there were a lot of group projects, and the lectures weren't mandatory, so I only went to the first couple. But I'm just going to tell you the shortcut. This is a pass or fail subject, so if you do the hurdles properly, like do all the quizzes and do the essays, make sure you're on top with the group projects, you are going to pass. Do not worry about the scores that you'll get because it's only a pass or fail subject, so even if you get at a cutoff 50 score, you'll still pass. So it's not really worth putting all your effort and energy compared to the other classes that are actually going to affect your WAM and be quite graded harshly. So recap. The subject is chill, don't need to really attend the lectures, you can relax for this one. Just count it as a side subject. Next one, chemistry. Okay, chemistry. I don't really like chemistry. Oh man. I honestly really wish I took more advanced chemistry in high school because coming into just even the fundamentals of chem, I was completely lost
at every single point of the lecture. I just didn't really quite picture and understand anything they were saying.
And even though some of the lecturers were pretty good, most of the time I was just lost and I really regret not being on track throughout the semester because I remember piles of work slowly piling up throughout the weeks, and I kind of just left it. And before the exam, I was just grinding through everything, and it was quite rough. So yeah, I would really strongly suggest if you haven't taken any chemistry in high school, or it's been quite a while since you've taken chemistry, you might want to review some of the concepts because they teach like, bro, I can't catch up. My brain can't just understand all this info, yeah. And so yeah, that was my take on chemistry. Thankfully I had a really good lab partner and I got to meet really nice friends. I got to meet Tina during fundamentals of chem, and she really helped me a lot throughout the practicals and the quizzes. So yeah, that subject, I would say if you're strong with chemistry, it will be a breeze for you, but if you're not, hang in there. The next subject is the Introductory Biology, Life's Machinery. I actually enjoyed this subject quite a fair bit. They do teach content pretty quickly, and it's basically all online in terms of the lectures, but there's also practicals and workshops and tutorials, and so the practicals are mandatory, the workshops and tutorials aren't, but I honestly really enjoyed the tutorials and just getting to meet people and kind of ask questions. And the last subject, creativity, play, and the arts. Okay, the creativity, play, and the arts was an education stream breadth, and it was honestly one of the best classes that I've ever taken. It's a 3 hours class every week, but let me tell you, time does go by so fast because you're doing so many fun activities. I got to do like those childhood games like Duck Duck Goose, What's the Time, Mr. Wolf, and also just doing like shadow puppetry, and what else was there? Working with clay, paints, and yeah, it was honestly so much fun. But basically this class taught about the interconnection between creativity, play, and the arts, and the impact it has on developing the minds of young children. It was honestly so much fun, and I got to meet people from different bachelors as well, and so I really enjoyed that subject overall and would highly recommend it if you're interested in a breadth subject that is more laid back and you get to play and revisit your childhood games and meet new people. Finally! Okay, and I also did something a little bit spontaneous, and I decided to take Spanish 1 during my winter semester. I actually did a little bit of Spanish during high school and I really enjoyed it. I still do Duolingo to this day. Although I'm not very fluent, I just really love learning languages in general and being able to talk to people. It was really fun actually. I really liked our tutor, Hamish. He was so nice and he taught very passionately, and it was really interesting to be able to learn a bit about the history of Spain and also learn the very cool language. And I would say this has been the subject where I put the least amount of effort but got very good high scoring marks. And that is the wrap for my first semester. Now let's step it up one level and we'll go to the second semester where I took, again, 4 subjects. Again, we have bio, chemistry, human cells to societies, story children, and the arts. Alright, let's start off by talking about the human sciences from cells to societies. This was quite an interesting subject, but I mainly took it because I heard it was a wham booster and my friend Coral was taking it. The subject basically talked about how a particular disease can spread from a pandemic to an epidemic, and it basically viewed from different standpoints, like the evolutionary perspective, the psychological perspective, the biology mechanisms behind a disease, and what's the last one? The geography. And I would say it was very interesting, especially being someone who was able to witness the impact of the coronavirus globally. But this was not a wham booster. Sadly, we had basically 4 quizzes in total, and it wasn't too challenging, I would say, but the essay was what destroyed me. I don't know why. The comments were good, but they decided to give me pretty low marks. It wasn't very low, but I wish I could have gotten better. But what's done is done, and I would say take it if you don't have any other science discipline subjects that you may possibly be interested in. So this would be your last resort, and don't see this as a wham booster. Alright, the next subject is chemistry and biology. Okay, I'll start with biology. I would say this semester's biology, so it would be Bio 10010 was a lot easier than the previous semester ones because it was more about the evolution and the environment as well. So it wasn't really about the human DNA and the plants and, you know, all that like detailed mechanisms. It was more about memorization and just being able to recall everything in the exam. Unfortunately, even though I did study quite a lot for the bio exam, I ran out of time because I was taking too long on the first couple of pages and I wasn't really keeping track of the time, so I didn't really do that well. But I would say if you're on track throughout the exam, just keeping an eye on the watch, you'll be okay. Don't worry too much. And then Chem 1, again, you can tell I struggled a lot in fundamentals, so obviously Chem 1 would be the same. I decided to take it because I'm also interested in food science. Food science does require you to take Chem 1 and Chem 2, so yeah, that's why I decided to take Chem 1. Surprisingly, actually, this was the best score that I got for that whole semester. I don't know why, but yeah, it was very rough. And likewise in the fundamentals, we had practicals, tutorials, and yeah, just the 3-hour lectures every week. Okay, and lastly, I'll talk about my best subjects, storytelling, children, and the arts. Because I took creativity, play, and the arts the semester before, and I really enjoyed the education stream subject, and they said they were offering this subject as well, and it's a level 2, so I thought why not up a little bit and do a level 2 subject. My friend Florence was taking it as well, and so it was really fun being able to take a class with some friends that I knew outside of class. And I would say I really enjoyed that subject in terms of the group work and the activities. I would say it was quite repetitive from the storytelling, children, and the arts subject, because we did have quite a few similar activities like the shadow puppetry and making music. But overall, I did enjoy this subject. Unfortunately, I didn't score as well as I wanted to. They marked very harshly this time on the essays, and I don't know why. The comments are good, but the scores aren't very good. But anyways, that was the overview of my second semester. Now present day. Present day chemistry. Oh my goodness. I am struggling so much.
It's not even funny anymore, like, oh my gosh.
Every lecture just bombards me with information, and my brain honestly feels penetrated with the amount of just random formulas, random pictures of organic. I'm sorry if you're a fan of chemistry, but chemistry is insanely difficult to just understand, and it takes so much work. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to survive. I've got really good friends, Leo and Daniel, who has been helping me a lot. But yeah, with that said, that is basically a wrap of how my first year as a Bachelor of Science student looked like. You can kind of get the gist of what to expect in the classes. I'll be taking similar classes. That's me. Honestly, don't worry too much and just enjoy uni life. I think first year, especially if you're an international student, it's more about getting used to the new environment, making friends, settling in, make sure you're eating well, make sure you're making friends so you're not just studying in your room. Study with others, have time to just go on therapy walks with your friends. Coral and I sometimes just walk around Melbourne Central and just talk, and yeah, that has been so much fun. Uni is not only about studying, it's also about making friends, slowly starting to get into your adulting era life. So yeah, that said, I wish you the best of luck into your university studies. You're gonna have the greatest time. Don't worry too much. Everyone is in the same boat as you. You're not gonna be alone. I came here with 0 friends, so don't worry guys. You'll be able to do it. I believe in you, I trust in you, and I hope you have the greatest rest of your day, night, or evening, and see you next time. Hopefully I can survive chemistry. Ciao!